Welcome, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we bring convention-style entertainment directly to you. And today, we are going back to the world of Remnant and Ruby with Team Juniper, so now is the time for all of you in our chat room to start typing in your questions. Immediately after this, you'll have the opportunity to talk to them directly through our private chat options, as well as purchasing autographs and personalized video recordings, all of which are available right now at GalaxyCon.com. So without further ado, let's bring out our guests. First, she is an actress, writer, and director whose body of work includes DC Universe Online and the horror podcast Women in Caskets. Today, she's here to talk about her role as Pyrrha Nikos. Please welcome Jen Brown.
Oh, no.
Hi, Jen. Oh, you're on. You're off.
There it goes.
You're on.
Hey. Hello again.
Hello. How are you doing, young lady?
I am doing very, very well, considering I've been just enjoying putting together my new home and quarantining with my doggy and my husband and trying to stay safe.
Well, you obviously got some fascinating artifacts behind you. If we have time at the end, maybe I'll ask you to do a little show and tell.
Right. Happy to do so.
Awesome. Next, she is an award-winning actress and producer on several Rooster Teeth projects, including Camp and Red vs. Blue. Today, she joins us to talk about the role of Nora Valkyrie. We welcome Samantha Ireland.
Hello.
Hello. and how are you in your part of the world?
I'm as good as I can be at this time of the world and everything. And yeah, I've been home with my husband and my two boys. I have a 6-year-old and I have a almost 2-year-old. So it's been very interesting and fun. And our dog too. So, but yeah.
Oh, very nice. We're so glad to have you here. Next, he is an actor and the head writer of animation at Rooster Teeth. Today, though, he joins us as the voice of Jaune. Please welcome Miles Luna.
Hey, what's going on? How are you,
boss? How you be today?
Not too bad. It's been a busy day. Been doing everything from writing to voice acting to trying to keep the cat from destroying my house. So it's been, all things considered, really good day. All
those very easily for you, except the cat part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's a bit of a nightmare, but I love her.
We don't own cats; they own us.
True. Good Lord, true.
Yeah, you ladies with the dogs, you've got it easy. And finally,
I'm a cat lady that just ended up with a dog, so like
that checks out.
Fair, absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. At our house, we go both ways, dogs and cats. And finally, he's an actor and inheritor of the role Lee Ren. We welcome Neath Oum.
Hello, Ruby fans. Good morning. Hey. Time. Yay. So cool.
So it's morning for you in your part of the world, correct?
Oh no.
We have a lag.
Yeah, it's a little bit past 7 a.m. And yeah, it's still very. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I was really good. Well, thank you for getting up early to join us.
Sorry. No worries. Definitely. We're coming together for the first time for any sort of convention, so wouldn't miss it. Yeah, definitely.
Well, as always, we thank you all for joining us here today, and we look forward to society unpausing itself, and we so look forward to having you back on our GalaxyCon stages in front of your fans. And speaking of fandoms, Ruby is finally getting its proper due. When did you all each individually sort of realize that it had truly found the fan base?
Oh gosh. I'll say when I started doing conventions like 3 years ago. Like, because I mean, I knew we had a fan base from doing RTX. But oh my gosh, when I actually got out into the convention world, it was like, so no, this is like, because you're like wandering around the con floor and you see all these booths with Ruby art and merchandise and people in cosplay, and you're like, well, this is nice. This is definitely very eye-opening.
Hey, you're dressed as me.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say that, and of course my mother calling me being like, oh, I saw a Ruby bumper sticker and someone was wearing a Ruby t-shirt at Target the other day, or like wherever she was shopping, and she's like has to call me and immediately tell me like, oh, I saw the DVD at the store. It's like she gets super, super excited. It's really cute.
I love your mom so much. I think conventions have probably been the thing. I thought just the first RTX kind of like was not what I was expecting. The first RTX that they presented Ruby at, like, you know, walking into the room, Miles being on stage. I don't know how that must have felt, but like walking in just as a person who is a guest for RTX, that was like overwhelming. I was like, oh dang, people are excited. So that was really cool. And then I'm going to jump on what Jen was saying about, yeah, you start going to cons and you're like, wow, there really are like people who watch it that don't even watch like other content that Rooster Teeth produces, which is also really cool. It's kind of like reached outside of its own world of their fan base. Also, it's cool because we see kids in our neighborhood like walking around with Ruby merchandise on. So I'm like, cool! That's awesome.
Aww.
Yeah, it's really cute.
I think it was probably when I heard that the anime subreddit banned discussion of Ruby on their forums was when I was like, we've made it. There were enough people trying to talk about it and enough people who decided that they didn't like it to pay an actual, we're up there. That was also when we were put on a list right next to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is like the best show ever made. And the fact that we share any list with Avatar: The Last Airbender was a great personal victory for myself.
Absolutely. Reddit, the well, I won't say the final arbiter of the internet, but certainly a member of the jury. Absolutely. Neath, our producer has asked me to ask you to log out and see if you can get back on your laptop. Is that okay?
Joke's on us. He's actually just put a slideshow of himself in front of the camera. It was all wow.
Hey, okay.
I miss film strips.
I'm sure it'll work better once he gets on his laptop.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was earlier. So he'll absolutely back. So let me ask this much. When Ruby, of course, huge fan base, when did you then really begin to notice, oh, wait a minute, Team Juniper has a fan base?
Oh, I think I noticed that the minute the end of a certain season happened, because I was inundated with stuff, and I'll say I really, really found out 3 years later when I was still getting inundated with stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't been on this show in 4 years, and people are still losing their minds over Team Juniper and Pyrrha. So for me, it was definitely like having, as time going by and seeing it not wane in popularity at all, despite my early exit. That definitely the being like, oh, wait, like I knew people liked her, but dang, people are like ride or die for Juniper and Pyrrha. It's really crazy. It's great. I like
back.
it. Okay. Yay, Neath is back.
We were just talking about, was there a moment when we realized that Team Juniper had a lot of fans?
I think it was am I okay? Good to go? All right.
Oh yeah, you sound lovely.
All right, awesome. Thanks. I just remember watching some of the reaction videos, and then then seeing all the tears, I was like, oh wow. I've never seen so many people get so emotional about a character like this, and I mean. Didn't Rooster Teeth do like a response to like one of them, like to Arnold?
Yeah, Arnold. Yeah, Arnold was
so
one of
him like just completely break down, and he had to turn the camera off. I was like, oh wow, it's a dude. It's all right.
It was wild. Yeah, we the team was working really hard, And you know, it's all when you put your heart and soul into something, it's really rewarding to see other people pour their heart and soul into the content that you make. And so it was really beautiful, and it made so many people's day, mine included.
But yeah,
absolutely. If what's been your most endearing memory from this experience?
Oh wow.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, I know. Deep.
it's
It could be a fun one, you know. It doesn't have to be heavy or nothing. Just, you know.
Golly.
Gosh, there's so many. Like,
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, if I can just be super general and just say recording in general, because actually being able to record in the booth and play the character and like, well, at least in my case, I haven't recorded for the show in years. And the majority of my recording was done with Miles because he was running all those sessions.
Yeah.
And so I got to actually, you know, act with Miles and with Jaune, like in the booth. And I have a lot of really fond memories of all those sessions. And we had a lot of fun, like being earnest, obviously, and like getting into it, but also like just messing around and being really silly and dumb, and like lots of like insane outtakes and just like flying off the handle. So I think we cried as much as we laughed in those sessions. So
everybody's got a couple of booth stories.
Oh yeah,
More than a couple.
Three or four. I can actually stay in the right company.
But I don't know. There's been a few, and they are all from different facets.
yeah.
Like I don't know. Most endearing. I think about the booth often, and I think about the transformation for Nora specifically. It's like volume 4 for Ren and Nora. I think about that season a lot, and I love how she's been written, and it's been really, as an actor, it's been really rewarding to play this character that has such high energy and is so big, but to have very small and tender moments with her with that kind of personality. You watch so much where it's kind of a one-note character. So that's been really wonderful and those moments are endearing that I get to play on. And it's always so nice to like record with Miles because he gets to play Jaune, and it's nice because coming from theater, coming from film, like you play off of your partner, and so it's nice to do that in the booth. So I love moments like that, and a lot of endearing things that happen too is when someone tells you that Ruby got them out of a dark place. You know, that's really beautiful. I have those shows too. I have those books, and it's really, really beautiful to see the inspiration that has been built from this show. And so I think those are the moments that I really think about. Once are for myself and things that I've learned from others. So that's my answer.
That's good.
It's not a test. I don't know why I starve it.
So Miles, what's it like to work with Miles?
That guy won't shut up. Oh my god. He's just always talking, and he's so loud. It's weird. It was because the plan wasn't for me to be Jaune, but back when we were first getting started, you know, like we were asking anybody and everybody, like, hey, do you have time to like audition? Would you want to do this? Like, I remember reading for Sun at one point. But then I also remember Monty being like, you're like a nerd. You could play a nerd. I was like, thanks, man. But no, I mean, it's fun. Honestly, it's you guys are really sweet. It always makes me really happy whenever I hear from, you know, we get to work with so many brilliant actors and actresses. Anytime someone's like, oh, it's fun getting to work the booth with Miles, it always makes me really happy, because I'm always like, when I started, I was, you know, like 20, and I was like having to direct people that I look up to, like Matt and Bernie and Jeff, and I was always so scared in the booth that I was going to upset someone. Like, I remember Shannon was a sweetheart. We had our first session together, and at the end he was like, hey, this was like your first time doing a lot of this. Just so you know, what you were doing was giving reads, and most people get upset about that. And so, like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm not upset. I just want you to know that. And I was like, thank you so much. Oh my God. I'm just doing, I don't know.
I feel like Shannon is also the perfect person to tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon's wonderful.
Oh. It's 5:20.
It's 5:20.
Sorry. My husband just ran into the room being like, I need your phone.
Yeah, no, it always makes me happy whenever people say that they have fun getting work in the booth.
Yeah, no, everything's fine. It's all good. He's mistaken, but he's doing me a favor because I need him to do something on my phone, but it's not till later, and he got confused, and he ran in here being like, oh, that's it, but we're good.
Neath, do you have any endearing moments in your sweetheart?
I was gonna say it was just I think the most endearing time I had was when I first met fans face to face in real life. It was I didn't think it was going to be that big, but it turned out to be a really big thing a couple of years ago in Japan when I first went to the movie theater screening of RWBY, and it was packed, sold out. Tickets sold out the moment they went on sale. And when this was my first time ever meeting like actual, a community for a specific medium or specific show. And just to see how everybody was so like, oh my God, oh, and by the way, the Japanese fans, they all would love to meet you. So, I mean, Miles, you were already here once, but Samantha, Jen,
my
everyone
ultimate dream.
I mean, I guess I'm lucky because I live here, but they were all so very much like, they treated you like as if, how do I say it? Like, it's like the red carpet treatment. So, I mean,
wow.
It's a really big thing here. And, just all the energy they brought. They're like, oh my God, it's the foreign voice actor. I was like, no, I'm not a voice actor. I'm just a stand-in, an amateur.
You are a voice actor.
You are, no, sir. You are.
Well, I mean, it's just one compared to you guys. So.
Don't sell yourself short, bro. The minute you talk in that microphone, you are in this gargantuan society of talent.
Oh man, and talking about skill, dude, I cannot wait for people to hear some of the stuff we got in Volume 8. You went for it, man. It was great. It was great. I mean, no spoilers though. No spoilers.
Okay, yeah. Don't want to go too much into that. But yeah, so meeting fans for the first time, and I mean, got to meet the Japanese fans, but still waiting on that opportunity to go to the US or whatever. So fingers crossed. Sometime, hopefully, in the near future.
Yeah.
We will get there. We will all get there. Absolutely. So, let's say you got ultimate creative power. You got Miles tied up. Where would you like your characters to go? Besides, maybe even come back to life.
No, I'm going to address that right now. No. That would cheapen it if she came back. Yeah. I feel like it would cheapen the moment. But what I will say, because it's what I say on panels every time I get this question, because I meet it in my heart and I know it's never going to happen because it'd be way too messed up. But I am a horror fan. So personally, I would love to see one of the big bads resurrect Pyrrha as a Grim. And then come back evil.
Bum, bum, bum. That was the jump scare.
Yeah. Oh. And then it's frozen, and now the end credit.
Oh
no! What happened to her?
It's happening right now.
That was Carrie's over there. He's like, we can't let this happen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, was that a spoiler or something? Is that why?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. I'm all tangled now too. Huh?
Well, that was an incredibly dramatic performance. Thank you.
I forgot that I'm connected to these headphones. And my hand hit it and everything went kablooey.
We made it through it.
Actually, I'm back. Anyway.
Jen, you're got a little bit of lag there, so I may have to ask you to log back out, log back in again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sam,
Cool.
what about you?
While she's doing that, Samantha, if you had control over your character.
Oh, I don't know. If I had control over my character, she would destroy Salem, because it could happen with Nora. I feel like that's everyone. And she would marry Ren, and they would together and rule an island somewhere. That's how I. And they would have a lot of very zen like babies with lightning bolts coming out of everywhere. So that's what I want. I want them to be happy together.
Miles, you are taking notes, right? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. You got all that right. Okay, good.
Oh, Neath, how about you? If you could write your character's own ticket.
Oh, wow. Oh boy, that's a tough one because Miles already did a really good job of that, so it's kind of hard to one up that.
Carry Eddie and Piercy as well.
And we can just wait for the awesome stuff he's dropped hints on about next season.
Yeah, I mean, oh wait, what would I do? But yeah, I mean, like Nora is the queen of the castle, so that would technically make Ren the king.
There you go.
So I mean, I could, they could have their own little kingdom somewhere. And I don't know, maybe instead of a small island, a big island. So you can have lots of space for all the little ones to run around.
Nice. Miles, I'll tell you what, I'll adjust the question for you. Let's say you truly have an unlimited scope of control over the show itself. You could have it collide, invade another franchise, another series, something to that effect. Really, the genie says you can do anything you want with Ruby.
All right. So first, we're renaming it Juniper. Second, I'm just kidding. I think it would be so much fun, a My Hero Academia Ruby crossover. I mean, you got heroes going to schools, learning to be better heroes.
Yeah.
I think people with quirks would be jealous of people with semblances, and vice versa. I think that would just be super fun. That's the Flintstones Jetsons crossover. I would happily pay to watch.
Yeah, those
are my favorites when they did crossovers.
Oh yeah, so cool.
Absolutely, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And again, because both Ruby is along the lines of My Hero as well, in the sense that it shares a lot of commonality with some comic book ideas. So it's making anime fans, it's bringing them into comics, and it's making some comic book people interested in animation. Whereas before, the fandoms have been polite neighbors. And now we're
now we're barbecuing together from a socially distant 6 feet apart.
Well, I've seen superhero cosplayers stop at Ruby cosplayers. Oh, hey, I like that too, and everything else. And normally everybody's just kind of they're on their own path, and so this is great. We're seeing some great unifications at the conventions, and hope to continue when we resume them again.
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, our producer says we got some questions from the audience, so let's go ahead and roll them. And Jude, start us off. From Daniel, question for Neath. How does it feel playing the hottest dude in the show? And he says, yeah, I went there.
The hottest dude on the show. I mean, I thought that was Jaune or Sun. So.
Okay, well now we know Neath's type.
Yeah, blondes. How do you feel playing? I'm just glad it's just my voice, because there's no I can physically compare to Ren with his bod and his hair.
We can get you a ponytail, my dude.
Yeah, but I mean, ponytail, sure, but losing it up here. So I can't compare with those luscious, lovely locks of his. So. That's all. Oh, did we lose?
We can always do. What did we lose? We can always do a full wig. I mean, hey, just saying. When everything resumes and we all actually get to be together, we might have to celebrate with a little Juniper cosplay.
That's definitely somewhere in the works. I hope.
That would be really, really fun. If, you know, the first time we actually got to get back to the convention world, get that wig on you, prove you wrong. I bet you're even a hotter Ren than Ren.
It is funny. Every single time it comes time to like update Ren's outfit or whatever, and we're looking over pieces of art, like even everyone on the team is just like, God, he's so hot. He's just so hot, yeah. He's just so stoic and cool.
Cutie patootie.
Well, Daniel, thank you for that. You certainly see we've made Neath's day. That's I'm sure. And it's only 7:30 in the morning where he is. He's up there. Jude, we got another one from Isaiah. Do you relate with the characters you voice or anyone else in RWBY?
I don't feel like I have to say this. I'm obviously Nora in real life. Nora's my favorite character. I wish Sam was here for this, but she knows this because every time we're on panels together, I like yell this in her face.
Welcome back. Nora.
Sam knows that I am basically Nora, and Nora is my fave. I do have some Pyrrha tendencies, but no. I mean, I relate with her for sure. But if it was like, yeah, no, I'm pretty obviously Nora.
Absolutely. Samantha, the question was, do you relate with the character you voice?
I think so. I definitely have aspects of her, but like overall, maybe I don't have that energy. But I do connect on certain things. For passion, I definitely connect with that. And I do have that silliness as well. So, do I need to sign out and back in? By the way, our producer.
I think you're good now.
I think you're okay. Yeah.
It was just my USB. I think just popped out for my camera. So.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
No problem. Gentlemen, do you feel a kinship with your characters?
Neath, take it away.
Okay. Well, I think back to Volume 2 where Jaune and Ren are having a heart-to-heart, and like Jaune is asking Ren about advice about girls, and he mentions how you're really, really quiet, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I kind of feel it here, like, you know, I don't really talk much either, so it kind of just fit, you know. And so I mean, we're at a convention right now, and but I mean, it's all behind the screen, so there's like not this huge crowd in front of me. So like right now, it's kind of easy to talk because it's all just behind the screen. But if this were real and huge crowds and everything like that, I would be kind of like shrinking down and just quiet and not trying not to be noticed or whatever. So in that sense, yeah, Ren kind of like the quiet guy who's just, you know, kind of in the background, suppresses emotions. You know, yeah, I can see that definitely. Okay.
Right on.
No.
You know, as we said earlier, I mean, Monty was like, "You're a nerd," so in that regard, I definitely relate with Jaune. I also feel like I can relate to the fact that I feel like his heart's in the right place, and he tries, but he does just kind of trip over his own feet a lot in that pursuit, which is something I feel like I can definitely sympathize with. And then I have Sun's abs, and everybody knows that. No one's going to dispute me on it. So, and you know, and we all just know that. We all just know that, you know. So. And we don't have to prove it. We don't have to back those words up with anything. We know That's how the stream gets taken down immediately.
we will. On behalf of GalaxyCon, we take your word for it.
Thank you.
Isaiah, thank you. That was a good one. Jude, what do we have next? From Jax, what is your favorite trait about the characters you play?
I really appreciate Jaune's willpower. I think, you know, due to poor decisions on his own part, he found himself in a position where he was severely underprepared, and then when was offered help, continued to just dig a deeper hole for himself, but ultimately learned the hard way that there's nothing wrong with accepting help. In fact, it's great if you're in a position where there are people around you that are willing to help you. with whatever it is that you're dealing with. And I think it's cool that he has really just kind of had to push his way through a lot of stuff, of course, with the support of his teammates. And that's something I really admire about Jaune is he tries. Boy tries.
Right on.
I love Nora's strength. You know, she's a tiny package, but she's super mighty. You know what I mean? I love that. I think it was in one of the Ruby books where you saw everyone to scale with one another, and I never actually really thought about how tall everybody was or how big. And then when I saw it, I was like, my God, she is tiny. So it's really nice to see strength in that stature. So I love that. I know it's not a mental personality trait, but I love that quality about her so much.
It's a character trait.
Oh yeah,
Visual or physical. Yeah, it all works.
This might surprise people, but my favorite aspect is Pyrrha's subtle awkwardness. Because she's very, you know, confident in certain aspects, but socially she's a little bit of a weirdo, and I relate with that very much. And I also love that aspect that she's just sort of this sweet, kind of awkward, you know, person that happens to be gorgeous and strong and powerful, but she doesn't see herself in that way, you know. I mean, she does, but, you know, not in the, like, she's not full of herself.
She's not full of herself.
Right. Not that she doubts who she is, but yeah, exactly.
It doesn't come from a place of, like, vanity, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the little awkwardness to her, especially, you know, with all the Jaune stuff, and it's just, it makes her feel so much more human than a character who's just like great at everything.
Yeah.
So
that works. Okay. How about you, sir?
Oh, I was gonna say, Ren is often referred to as a ninja. So, I mean, he's like, you know, he gets to be the stealthy, you know, sneaky kind of fighter kind of guy. And I think back to when I was a kid, like watching TV shows and animes and whatever, and you know, it's like, oh, it's cool. These ninjas are going around and beating up the bad guys. So it's like, and now I get to play one. So yeah, it's definitely the fact that he's referred to as you know, he's basically a ninja. So
right on. Jax, thank you. That was a good one. Jude, what's next? From Asher, what would all of Juniper's handle Ironwood blowing up at the end of Volume 7? Spoilers. Okay, we're there. If they were in charge, how would they handle that situation if they were in charge instead of Ruby?
Team Huddle, what do y'all think?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Jaune, you're the leader. Okay, what's the plan?
Oh, come on.
I have to defer to y'all. I haven't seen it.
We must call on the spirit of Pyrrha to guide us.
Yeah.
All right, everybody hands in. You know the drill. We have to summon Pyrrha.
All right.
Summon the circle.
Gosh, man. I mean, I think they would likely be in the same boat of like, hey, again, spoilers. Let's maybe not just abandon everybody. Let's maybe try to like fight back. I mean, definitely Nora, right? Like Nora is such a champion of like the downtrodden people of Mantle. Like that was one of my favorite parts with Nora in Volume 7 was just like she mouths off at old Jimmy.
I love that.
I want to see that.
It was like a connection.
I need to catch up.
That's where she like comes from. Like she has been that downtrodden child, you know, like I mean, we know that about her, and she wanted to be a voice to Ironwood about what do? We need to make this connection. I just love how she didn't let his basically his hierarchy like stop her from saying what she felt was needed to say. I loved that about this past season. It was really, really rewarding for her, I think. And I think it felt like it almost was like, whoa, dang! She, you know, for a lot of people watching. So,
back to her being like, she's a small package, especially up against like the literal cyborg giant Ironwood, man on top of the world. And seeing her stand up to Ironwood was something we were always really like, yes, get him. Yeah,
I like that part. I love it so much. I love it when she, like, I love the fight between Hazel and stuff, you know, like, I love anytime she's put up against someone who's just, particularly a man that's much bigger than her and thinks he's better. It's the feminist in me that does enjoy that. That's like, no, we're equal here. So, I like that.
Very awesome.
I don't know what we would do. I think I'm going to go with what Miles was saying.
I feel like, I mean, because Ruby, right? Ruby has her speedy little pedal burst. She's able to get the warning out. I feel like that would be rough, right? Like we gotta warn Team Ruby somehow. I could definitely see some like Captain America's shield meets Thor's hammer type move if Pyrrha's there, right? Some sort of like flashbang attack. And then Ren's like, boom, dude, zip over to the door. We got to do this. Jean's like holding up the shield. I don't know if they could beat the Aesops though. I think that would be really tough. I think that would be a tough one. I don't know. We need to get all of our animators in the room and pull up the stats on everybody and like, all right, let's check this out.
You actually have defined sort of character stats and power levels and stuff like that?
Not like a full-on pen and paper decimal point type thing, but our whole team, anytime that they get into a fight, and you know, this is just to be completely honest, like I have not been in a fight choreography meeting in years, but you know, the way Carrie talks about it, it's, you know, they're coming in, we're talking about, okay, what's the mental state of these characters? How long have they been fighting prior to this? Okay, a lot of times it's like, you know, whose semblance can essentially rock, paper, scissors someone else's, is, you know, what are the other factors we need to keep in mind? So yeah, because we don't, I know sometimes like, because the fight with the Aesops was one that was very divisive. Some people being like, oh, there's no way Team Ruby should have won. Like, this is ridiculous. And other people being like, well, the Aesops weren't in the right headspace. And we never want it to feel like anybody won due to that good old phrase, plot armor. So, you know, we always try to make sure that there's like good reasoning. And like, if, you know, someone does have a reason, like, oh, this person's probably going to go down first, or like this person is going to be weak to this type of thing. A lot of time and a lot of planning goes into those fights, and the team has just gotten better and better every year. They blow me away.
And that's a credit to the amount of care and attention that you're crafting these stories. Is that you're letting the narrative and the story, you know, dictate what's going on, as opposed to, well, this character's the most popular, this has got to win this way too. So you've built a world and you're honoring it by sticking to the rules that you've put into it before.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I don't think we would build a world if we didn't care about it, and that's the one. Like, you know, people are always going to say whatever they want to say online. Like, you can just do that. And at this point, I've gotten to the point where like most comments don't bug me, but the one that always bugs me is like, oh my god, the team was so lazy on this. The team has never been lazy a day in their life. There's times where maybe something has to get pushed through a little quicker, or maybe we don't have enough time to revise it as many times. Every single person on the show cares so much, and I think it shows, and I love them all for it.
Absolutely. Asher, thank you for that. Jude, we got another one from Zachary. Who is your favorite villain?
I know my least favorite.
Who's your least favorite?
Tyrion.
Who?
Tyrion, right?
Oh, Tyrion. Yeah, Tyrion Kalos.
Yeah. Don't like him. Maybe because I don't like scorpions at all, and that just starts to like weave into it. But I just don't like his. I don't know. I don't like him, but that means that he's a really great villain because I don't like him so much.
Yeah.
But I don't. I love Salem. I think she is fascinating, and I think she's gorgeously grotesque as well. Like, I think she's just beautiful in her very, very threatening air. You know what I mean? I love it. When I see people in cosplay, Salem, I get creeped out. I'm like, but I like it. I like the creepy feeling.
Salem cosplayers are like on another level. They're every Salem cosplayer I have ever met has just completely blown me away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Who's got another villain?
I'd probably say just because of how freaking adorable and mysterious she was, or is, Neo. I mean, Neo is just like, I mean, that character design, everyone knows that character design is just ridiculous. It's so awesome. And it's, just, she's, there's something about her fight movement that's really, really clever. And you don't want to hate her. You're like, do you really have to be a villain? Because, like, you seem really cool. Can you, like, just, like, not be bad person lady?
Yeah, I feel like he's somebody you want on your side, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go first? Or you want?
Sure. I obviously always gonna love Roman Torchwick. Rest in pieces. But I think current villains, I would say Dr. Arthur Watts is definitely a favorite of mine, just because he's incredibly threatening in a non-traditional way when it comes to Ruby. Obviously, the guy can hold his ground, but he's not swinging any great swords or leaping and scaling like two-story buildings. The dude's just wicked smart. Emphasis on wicked. He's also so full of himself, and I love that. Like his narcissism knows no bounds, and he thinks he's just God's gift to Remnant, and everybody should be praising him all the time. And he's just such a jerk. I actually, now that I think about it, I think he and Roman do share a few tendencies, which is why they'd probably hate each other. But yeah, the good bad doctor is probably a current fave.
It's amazing how much like of a narcissist, like how bad of a villain that is. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Absolutely. Neath, do you have a favorite?
Yeah. I have two. One, I'd have to go with Jen on Neo. She's just because she can't speak. It's so mysterious. It's like, what are her motivations? Like, why is she doing all of this? But also because, I mean, she looks so adorable and she's so small. But then she kicks off.
Evil Nora.
Evil Nora. Yeah.
Just like that. It's like when she took out Yang, I was like, whoa, how did this tiny little? She took out one of the biggest powerhouses on Team Ruby, and it was like, whoa, she's really cool. And yet, I mean, you're wondering, like, can she be a good guy or a hero or a heroine instead? But the other villain I really like is Hazel, because it's arguable that, I mean, he's a quote-unquote bad guy, but I mean, he's coming from a place of pain. Like, he's not really doing it because he's just, evil and wants to inflict pain on others. He's doing it because he's got like some sort of vendetta or some sort of grudge against Austin. And he's like, it's arguable. Like, is he really a bad guy, or is he just like a misguided kind of guy?
Yeah.
So,
that's a good thought.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's more gray than the other villains.
That always makes them. They always make the fun ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Hey, a reminder to our audience: if you'd like to chat with our panelists like I am now, purchase an autograph, or get a personalized recorded message, please sign up now over at GalaxyCon.com. Well, we've still got a little time on this. Jude, let's roll another one from Bubbly Waffo. What's your favorite memory with the team, either in real life or a favorite Team Juniper memory in the show?
I like the one I think. Oh, which is the one where they're in the arena and they're arguing about, what are they arguing about? I forgot. I swear. There's a team to fight them, and they're having a huddle. We're having like.
Oh right, Team Bronze. Team Bronze.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
right,
like,
yeah.
Of a fight, we're like, we're in the middle of a discussion, like that's probably one of my favorites. Of them. I have another favorite, but I think it's everybody else's favorite too. But I like that moment so much because it really I don't know. I think it's a ridiculous moment, personally. But it's so fun. We're in the arena. Does everybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Volume 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained it correctly. I hope I didn't make this up. Did I make this?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I also know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Who's got another one?
Mine is a tie, and one is obvious, so I won't. Well, they're both pretty obvious.
Say it.
But obviously, the dance moment is like universally the greatest Team Juniper moment. Like, what? When was that rehearsal? Excuse me. And also, because that ties into my favorite chibi moment, which is when we find out just how much of a taskmaster Ren had to be to get that done. I love that. That is
Seriously, that's one of my favorite episodes too.
Yeah, it really is. It's so good. But other than that, the food fight, because I mean, come on, that's just like getting to see everyone in a fight that doesn't have any grave consequences and it's just fun and ridiculous and over the top is, I mean, yeah. Yay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jen. I was gonna say, like, does Ruby Chibi count? Because that episode where they're rehearsing, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, oh, so it wasn't just on the fly. They were, and they were really, and I was thinking, I was thinking to myself, like, Ren, chill, come on, man. He's such I'm not sure about this. Like, come on, she's trying. Don't go too hard on her. And look, like, oh no, you made Nora cry. Come on, man.
In an attempt to break away, I'll say one of my favorite real world Team Juniper memories is the one we're making right now. It's super cool seeing all of us together. And I know we were all so excited to be able to do this in person, but now it just means that we get to look forward to that all over again.
Exactly.
So yeah, this is a great team, and everybody on this team is lovely in so many different ways. And all of you make me happy. And the end. That's it. I just got really emotional, and I'm just gonna curl into all of you are just wonderful, and I'm fortunate to know you. You made us cry again, Ren.
And this is why GalaxyCon is more than a Comic-Con. that is one of our lines. That is our credo. We really are trying to take either creating the experience here online or definitely in our shows. We're always trying to make it better for you, and if we make it better for you, we hope we also make it better for our audience. So again, thank you all for being a part of this today. We have time for one more question, so I'll ask you to lay down a good one for us. From Ang, have your characters taught you anything that you've taken out and applied in your real life?
I don't know, maybe love hard. I like that. Like when I think about it, this past couple of years, I've gotten, I'm not really afraid to like really embrace love with my friends and everything. I feel like I used to keep everyone at arm's length to a degree, except for very close ones. But now, I don't know, I kind of make a friend nowadays, and then I love them hard and fast. And like, people probably are scared of that. But I like that, and I feel like that's how Nora is, and she meets people, and then she really, it's a loyalty, and I've always kind of treasured that, and I don't know if I've gotten it specifically from her, or or if I've just grown into that kind of person, but I do find that comparison with her, so.
Absolutely. That works.
I think, it's not a one-to-one, but like in Volume 6, I think Jaune gets a real good reality check from his teammates when in Volume 5 he kind of charges headfirst into a fight with Cinder, who he has no business picking a fight with, and is really just ready to go full martyrdom at that point. And his friends are, in 6 saying like, hey dude, that sucked. Like, if you had gone off and like died a hero's death, then you'd leave us alone, and that's a bummer. Not to say that I'm constantly like, I'm gonna die a hero's death, but more to say, like, you don't just have to brute force your way through things. Like, you should look at what it is you're good at, and then you can help the world in that way. You don't always have to be like boots on the ground. Sometimes it helps to be a coordinator or a support role or just someone to listen. Like there are so many ways you can help aside from charging in on the front lines.
Absolutely.
I would have to say in Volume 4, when Team Juniper is fighting the what's that grim called?
Nukalavy?
The Nukalavy.
I love that one.
Yeah, that was a really, really great fight scene. But Ren is kind of, going gung-ho, not really thinking, not really being a team player. He's kind of just all out, without any sort of, thought as to his teammates and, thinking about like, okay, what actions should be taken and, what are the consequences to others. And also like then when what really wakes him up is when Nora gives him a good slap across the face. And yeah, I was like, oh, okay, be, more of a team player, those around you, they're affected by your actions. And, sometimes if you let your emotions, go wild and without really thinking about it. So, I mean, it kind of makes you stop and think more a little bit before, just charging head first. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool. How about you, young lady? Jen? Yeah.
I can't think of anything. I know that's so
fine.
lame, but I cannot think of anything in particular, except for a lot of the things she learned were lessons I already learned because I'm an adult and she's a teenager.
Yeah.
And she never really got to not be a teenager, so.
Well, I'll tell you what. All right, then real quick. Tell me what's the deal with that Beetlejuice plushie behind you? Because that looks awesome.
They're my pillows.
He's been wondering all this entire
Oh,
recording.
those are amazing.
I got them at a convention with DragonCon. I got these at DragonCon from the Rooster Pop booth. They were sharing it with another artist, and she sold these pillows, and I was like, I can shove those in my suitcase because they're squishy. Yeah.
Rooster Pop. Well, yeah, Rooster Pop's a friend of ours. Absolutely. All right, GalaxyCon. This has been my time with Team Juniper, but it does not have to be yours. If you'd like to chat with our panelists, purchase an autograph, or get a personalized recorded message, please head over to GalaxyCon.com. While you're there, be sure to check out our schedule of upcoming events like this one. Panelists, before we go, do you have any final words for our audience? Anything you'd like to promote or let us know about?
Just as usual, thank you so much for watching the show. Be kind to one another. Black Lives Matter. Go out and support each other and love each other.
Oh yeah.
That's great. I also agree with Black Lives Matter, as well as Pride Month. I'm a big old queer face. And I do have something to promote, except I'm technically not allowed to bring it up yet. So what I will say is that I have been working for the past 2 months on my own show, but I'm not allowed to say with what network. But in the next couple of weeks, look forward to a very, very huge announcement.
We will follow you on your social media, and we will wait for that announcement to drop.
Yay! Yeah.
Sounds good. Again, thank you all for joining us today. And for all of us here at GalaxyCon, we look forward to having you back on our stages and having you in front of your fans. And that includes you, young man, over on the other side of the world. We hope to have you, Neath, here live so you can see all these people in person. Absolutely. Big thanks to our audience for joining us today. Thank you for those great questions. We hope to see you tomorrow where GalaxyCon Live will have guests from Power Rangers, Star Trek, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Charles Martinet from Nintendo's Mario and Luigi. We got a full court weekend. Come on in, check us out. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care and keep washing those hands.
Yeah.